Live from KSAT-12, the night beat starts right now.
Tonight will be a special newscast as it is Steve Browne's last before he retires. We're going to share some of our favorite moments with Browne and some well wishes a little bit later in this newscast. But first.
New on the night beat, a car trapped under an 18-wheeler. This is at
Take a look back. Moments as we get ready to say goodbye.
Rattlesnakes.
Brownie, although our schedules have us more like ships passing in the night, I will always remember our jumble-offs at 6 p.m. and our Luby's dinners.
I saw you at the grocery store because of our shift differences, so I'll see you in the produce aisle.
I remember 23 years ago when I first got here, back in the front lobby, and we both had brown hair back then. So any luck to you.
All those memories. You're an icon in this city. We love you dearly. So from all of us at GMS, Brownie.
Well, Steve Browne, I'm really going to miss you. And one thing you've always told me to do is to make tea. The Natural Bridge Cast. You love this place, too. Honestly, though, Steve, I am just, I know you're going to, and I'll never forget what you said about making TV fun. Thanks, Steve.
Steve, we've had a lot of great years together. From the time I came here as 10 o'clock producer about a year or two after you started here at KSAT, it has always been fun to be around you. I love the critter cam stuff that you've been doing in recent years, but of course I love the old professor and the grumpy old man and the human tuba and garden cam and all of those great things that make you you. I know that you're going to have a great time in retirement. Here we are, though, we're going to have to weather the newsroom without you doing the weather for us, and that's going to be a very unusual place to be without you here day in and day out. I know I haven't seen you every single day since you scaled things back and just were working the night beat, but I always watched you on TV and knew that you were the absolute master of making weather the most important thing that we talked about that day. You are and always will be a dear, dear friend to me. Thank you for everything you've done.
Indeed, 26 years has come down to this. Steve Browne's last day before he goes off and enjoys retirement.
I'm getting watery-eyed already.
It's hard.
Steve has not only had several memorable moments during his weather forecast, he's also had many more great memories throughout the years visiting different places.
In tonight's final Best of Browne, we're going to take a look back at all those great moments.
First time in a bomber?
In a bomber this small. First time in a bomber. I'll show him first time in a bomber. So what's this button do down here? Yeah, early in the season you want to get rid of this stuff, you can go by with a lawnmower, but this time of the year, a machete. This is too much work. Perfect shape. And over here, the beans, they're finally ready to pick. Fully grows. For the swing.
Is it going to rain?
Well, you know, there's a small chance it might rain. It's just a small chance.
Okay, how about if I give you half mashed potatoes?
I only get half a mashed potato. But it just so happens that the Oilers cheerleaders are here in town today, so I was wondering if you guys have some sort of cheer that may incorporate a little cheer here for our tomatoes as well as the Oilers. This is great, Fred. It's wonderful.
Are you having fun yet, Steve?
I think I'm having fun now, Fred. At a screaming 110 miles an hour, I'm no longer able to keep air inside of my mouth, never mind my lungs. Ah! Did you get that on camera? That's so embarrassing. And it wouldn't be a trip to Cleveland without celebrating 50 years of rock and roll. We're up here at 12,000 feet, almost 2 miles high. And in Denver today, the temperature is close to 100 degrees. We're at the point of maximum eclipse here in El Paso, and it's a spectacular sight. The birds are singing out there in the background, and I don't think I'd want to be any other place on this May 10th, 1994. This is great. It's Sunday, July 18th, 1993. There are thousands thronging to St. Louis, not to see the Arch today, but to see the mighty Mississippi in the greatest flood in history. Come on, Ivan! Give us another bad hair day! Go on! This is fantastic. In fact, I just got to take a little break here.
Browne and the Blue Bonnets.
Well, what a career.
Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's where he's going to spend his retirement.
Who knows? What a career that he's had here at KSAT-12, and how blessed are we to have known him and to have been
Did I
able
miss
to
my last show?
to been able to work with him.
All right, while Browne's getting set, let's show some pictures, actually, that his neighbors, I love this. These are his neighbors surprising him last night, I believe, when he got home. And look at that. Critter Cam,
love the stuffed
SBTV,
animals.
Stuffed animals. Now, wait. This is my favorite. KSAT. KSAT.
Were those your neighbors who did that for you?
Apparently. Yeah, I was totally surprised. I got back, you know, I get home pretty late. Tonight's going to be really late because of the game. But, yeah, I saw that when I got home, so I took pictures of it when I got up today.
What are you thinking when you saw all those moments?
I can't believe it.
Denver.
Half of them I forgot about. And I can't believe they saved all those. Yeah, this is, I mean, mixed emotions. You know what's funny, though? I'm just thinking right now, because I almost missed my last program. The very first time I appeared on the air was in Atlanta, and the same thing happened. The anchorman was sitting there going, Steve, it's your turn.
So we're bookending it. We're bookending it here.
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
You know? By the way, I fix your lapel. I say on one lapel you have your KSAT-12. You have your KSAT-12 pin on.
Well, it's a vintage thing. Remember years ago, if you're a KSAT viewer, we all had these 12 pins and we were required to wear them.
Yeah, we got in trouble if we didn't wear the 12 pin.
You didn't know what channel you were watching. I mean, it was like 12s all over the screen, and we had to wear 12 pins on our lapels as well.
Yeah, so you're going old school on your last night.
So this is it?
Last forecast.
Okay. You're not sad, are you?
I got a little watery-eyed. You know me, when you first were thinking about retirement and you told me about it,
I know.
I was not...
No, easy.
I was very emotional. I was happy for you, but
this is the way I
emotional.
Go forward, move forward. Okay, let's do the weather. There's not a whole lot of weather. I mean, we're getting
do we have to? Let's just talk more.
Things are just, you know, they're on autopilot. Let's check out what happened during the day today. And you can see we have some thunderstorms out to our west, out there over the mountains near Del Rio. Those mountains don't move. They're not moving toward us. And you can see these temperatures today, ridiculously hot for this time of the year. 101, it tied the record for the date, June 6th, D-Day. It was 74 years ago. There was a bunch of real heroes that landed on the beaches of Normandy to give us the ability to be free and prosper.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that. Anyway, here's the temperatures out there right now. Mid-80s. This is really warm for this late at night. Surface 85. Dew points are up there. It feels like you're on the end of a dryer hose right now because humidity is really high, and along the coastline it's even worse. And you can see those thunderstorms coming out over the mountains of Mexico. Not going to reach us here in San Antonio. We have high pressure aloft. That keeps the atmosphere sinking and prevents the rain from getting here. Now, once in a great while, sometimes these things will make it in here, but they're rogue, hardly ever happens. The odds are extremely small for the next 7 days. Up north, it's cool, comfortable in New York, also in the Pacific Northwest. And here's the heat high. And that thing is just going to dominate, doesn't move very far. And as long as it stays in our vicinity, it keeps the chances of rain really low, and it keeps the temperatures really high. So that's the forecast, and it will be like this ad nauseum. But, you know, things can change here on a dime. So don't be surprised if a couple of weeks down the road, all of a sudden we've got some sort of tropical system that's just going to upend everything. Doesn't mean the weather's not going to change forever. 99 tomorrow. We were 101 today. I don't see much relief here. Temperatures are going to stay mighty warm all the way through the next 7 days. And like I said, the odds of rain are really small, just about nil. And I couldn't go do my last program without one last Critter Cam cameos. And tonight, this is special. We have a mountain lion.
Yay!
How often do you get to see this in South Texas? A puma, a mountain lion taken near Canyon Lake. And 2 axis deer going to town. This is an action shot photo right here. And those guys mean business.
Yeah, they're seeing eye to eye.
And this was sent to me because someone suggested that it's what I'm going to be doing here in retirement.
I like that.
Planking.
Yeah.
Squirrels do that this time of the year, trying to get some cool on their belly. And Larry Losine has sent in a lot of great pictures. We appreciate it, Larry. Yeah, that looks about right.
It was good to see your friends and loved ones tonight too.
It was overwhelming. It really was.
Yeah.
We have more to come too.
And thanks to my neighbors, and thanks to the lady that said it. I've noticed over the years that you've gotten fat.
Have a great retirement.
That's true.
All
right, we've got more Browne remembrances coming up a little bit later in this.
I wore my pin in honor of Mr. Browne.
I could not find mine.
Yeah, no, look how big the thing is.
I would have had a think day because I couldn't have.
That's
I didn't have my 12 pin on.
I
so
do not need a think day tonight.
No,
I did. And Ben, by the way, Steve, it's been a privilege. Thank you for the 26 years.
My honor.
It's been awesome. All right, Cavaliers. Just didn't get it done.
They're on the ropes. It looks like a repeat of 2007 when the Spurs were so strong. There's no way the Cavs can win, and it's kind of looking like that against Golden State. Can the Cavs recover and win a game in this series? And Dwight Clark's death hits home. We'll tell you why coming up. More from Bruce and San Antonio FC making history tonight. Got that for you in just a few minutes. Easties and Steve, and more Steve Browne coming up.
I found a 12 pin.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, news director Bernice Carney comes through.
Good job.
None for me though.
We'll share this one. We'll share this one.
We'll be right back.
Hey Steve, it's Katie. Miss you guys at KSAT, and I hear that you're retiring soon. So I wanted to say happy retirement to you. I hope you get to spend lots of time in your garden. And Ranger wanted to say happy retirement too.
Hi Steve, this is Don Survey. I directed your very first newscast back in 1992. I just wanted to wish you well and have a happy and long retirement.
Steve Browne talked about it earlier. Today marks 74 years since D-Day. Absolutely a hero.
Absolutely. Time to take a live look outside now with CityCam. 84 degrees out there. Not a whole lot going on, though, weather-wise, Steve. But it is a big day here in our weather department.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. We hit 101 today. It tied the record for the date. It was 76 this morning. This is way too hot, way too early. What's up next? Straight ahead. Today's aquifer level came down 0.8 of a foot. We are now about 14 feet below the June average. We had light counts on mold, pigweed, and grass.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for teaching me so much about weather, gardening, fishing, you name it. Over the past year, it has been such a pleasure to work with you and to get to know you. The Weather Center will not be the same. And do us a favor, give the fish a head start before you go catch them all. Happy retirement.
I haven't worked with Steve for 20 plus years like some of the people here in our newsroom, but to me that doesn't matter. When I started working on the Night Beat, I immediately grew to love working with Steve, to respect him, and also to learn so much from him in such short amount of time. Steve taught me a lot, but the main thing I think he taught me was in TV and in life, just to be yourself. He's so goofy and fun, and I think he brings that out in everyone around him, and I think that's why the viewers connect with him so much. So I want to say thank you to him for teaching me so much and for being a great example.
I think she said it perfectly there, that Steve is fun. And I know for me, that's one of the things that I'm going to miss so much about having you by my side, Steve, is just that you bring a smile to me every day. And there are days when I can be just having the world's worst day, and I just look over at you, and you just smile at me and just make me laugh, and you bring so much joy to this room and to my life. And so just thank you so much for everything that you've done.
You are the mighty.
Yeah, she is.
I say it.
So we will miss you so much.
Well, I'm going to miss you guys too, but
come back and visit us.
I will.
But, you know, life moves on. It's time to move on. And, you know, I feel good about this. I will miss seeing my friends down here every day. That's the part that I'm going to miss the most. I'm not going to miss the commute. I am not going to miss the deadlines. I'm not going to miss people, hey, you're on in 30. What?
Well, I said, I'm going to miss you as a colleague. That goes without saying. But I'm also going to miss you as a friend. And I said in the little gathering that we had earlier tonight that the thing I love about Steve Browne, among many things, is your laugh. Just contagious. I mean, it just booms throughout the building. And even in times where I wish it didn't boom and I've got to keep a straight face, you know, on camera, I still, I still, you know, that says so much about you that you're so full of life and joy, and you just, you know, you enjoy what you do. So.
Thank you. I've done nothing except be myself.
Yeah.
Since I've been here, and I was always encouraged to do that, and I do appreciate that because management let me be me.
Yeah.
Basically.
Smart move.
Said, just keep doing it and be you. I said, okay, I will.
It worked.
Let's do the weather here before I
Last one. Last one.
This is it's emotional except for the fact that the weather is not. The weather is totally lacking all emotion whatsoever on my last day. I wish I could be telling you we're going to have some great relief here in sight. I wish I had the picture. One of my favorite pictures was a guy that sent it in. It was February 2004, I believe, and we got some snow, and I'd actually predicted it, and someone wrote it in the snow. Look at the snow. Steve Browne predicted this.
Nice.
And it was written in the snow, and I don't have a picture of it right now. Look at these temperatures. It's just brutally hot for this time of the year, and we're still warm this late at night. Surf is 85. Dew points are up there. It's very, very humid out there, so that just adds to the misery index, and it is early in the season to be getting this kind of heat. In fact, we are breaking or tying records. We have thunderstorms out over the mountains of Mexico out there west of Del Rio. Those things will dissipate overnight, and unfortunately just keeps going in this sinking mode, and I don't have any immediate in sight. Now, I do mention that things can turn on a dime here. This heat high in the summertime sometimes can and will just break down. And when it breaks down, I'll be getting into a thunderstorm pattern. But right now, it's kind of in concrete, and it just doesn't want to let go. So 76 tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, we will be real there. Southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And over the next 7 days, it's just going to go
humming right along.
Humming along. On my last weather, thunderstorms come in.
All right.
Yeah, I'm often asked, do you guys really get along off the air like it looks like you do on the air? And I'm like, you just can't. I mean, you can't fake that.
Can't fake it. And I always get asked, is Steve Browne the same as he is on television? I go, exactly.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't fake it, that's for sure.
Yeah, you'll be missed.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. You get to follow that.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, one game away from elimination. So are the Cleveland Cavaliers if they lose Game 3 tonight at home. And more coming up. The Midland Rock counts 10-0 tonight. San Antonio improving to 37-21. My good friend Steve Browne sitting down for the final few minutes here of our broadcast.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It is. I've spent most of my adult life in this station, and I got to tell you, Steve made it fun to come to work every day.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
The truth. Thank you, Greg. We'll be right back.
Well, Steve Browne, we all knew this day had to come where you'd have to hang up the weather clicker. But before you go, I wanted to say it was a privilege and an honor to be your right-hand man for over 10 years. I count myself lucky. Not many people get to watch someone like you as a kid, then work with you years down the road as an adult. I learned a lot from you. Things you have taught me, I incorporate into my broadcasts here in East Texas, like high means dry. I also enjoyed the stories we covered from solar power, the garden, even heading down to the Camden Street Bridge to check out the bats, and even the stare down that you had with this particular duck here. It was all fun. Now, I know you'll be doing something during your retirement, and I wish you nothing but on the next chapter, as, of course, you definitely, Greg and Spriester, like the good old days.
Brian
Thank
Alonzo.
you, Brian.
Actually, dinner tonight.
I know, it was good.
It was delicious. Yeah.
Sorry, Brian, we didn't save you any. The thing that we say in every newscast is called the goodbye page. And tonight it is farewell. It is the end of an era. Steve Browne, people will sit in your chair, but you will never be fully replaced. And I hope you know that.
Well, I've had a great time here. I mean, I was a little kid, 8 years old. I wanted to be a weather meteorologist. I told my teacher I want to be a meteorologist. She said, "What's a meteorologist?" I explained to her what it was, and I got to do it. And I'm just so happy that I got to do it with some good people. And KSAT, all great people. It's a really good station, good company too. So I've been lucky. I'm blessed. I have nothing, no regrets whatsoever.
Keep us posted.
We will, and yeah, I got to come down. I've got some stuff to clean out. You know? I want to say thanks to Sal Salazar, our editor, who grabbed all those clips. I don't know where he found them. They said they found them somewhere, but he did a good job. A lot of them I forgot about.
And as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you, San Antonio. You have good taste.
Expect more KSAT 12.